So editing it, so I'm probably just gonna go live. F it, do it live. So, anyway, let's make sure this thing's not on, not using any power. Oh, let me start from the beginning. The lithium ion battery packs are up there. I already kind of showed a picture of them. And some people freaked out when they see that they're inside the house or in the garage here. I don't have an enclosure yet. Just thinking about it, but my friend got checking out those batteries. They're Panasonic batteries. They're like the round cells, and there's 70 of them in each module, and I have 14 modules. They're like some of the least likely batteries to like go thermonuclear. Nuclear. Speaking like George Bush there. Nuclear. So they're the least likely batteries to go thermonuclear, like the pouch lithium batteries, like common in the Note 7 and stuff like that. So I guess you have to work these pretty hard to have like one of the batteries like internally short, which then shorts the current from the other ones. And you've seen videos of those batteries catching fire, burning cars down, stuff like that. The other thing is, I could have put 13 of these in series and charged them to their peak for the 48 volt nominal, but actually did this in a 14 for a recommendation. Also have a 100 amp fuse I put in there because I did not dare to hook that thing up without a fuse. So 14 in series and charging it to 57 volts, which puts it a couple tenths under its full voltage range that is acceptable on those. So they are actually really good batteries. My friend was also looking at the specs, and I guess, like I said, there's 70 cells in each one, and each cell can safely discharge 10 amps. 10 amps, on the 3.6 volt nominal cells. 70 of them, I think, is what's in each module, so that's 700 amps. And then in series, it's still 700 amps. So 700 amps, I definitely could put a 100 amp fuse on that sucker. You can see the size of the wire. I was not fucking around with that. So, and that just goes down to the disconnect here, or this one actually, battery, this one solar. I redid this, got the power feeding this outlet. I upgraded it a little bit because I then tap off and go through here to the outside, which I'm going to show you guys. Just got to show you what else I'm working on, and then I'll come in and finish talking about that. Other people join in. Working on that bastard heat pump. See, remember how to turn the light on out here. So I just pumped down this heat pump and took the compressor out and swapped it. And the thing is, I want to I think I've talked about putting my heat pump into this shell, this Carrier mini split shell, and doing some tweaks with that. Dual mode for heating, or for cooling inside during the summer like it is now, and then maybe during the winter have a valve switch and instead use half the coil, to reject the, or actually I should say in heat pump mode to take in heat, absorb heat like a heat pump does in the winter, so it doesn't freeze me out in my work area inside. So today, let me back up a step. So I didn't want to shut this thing down to build this, and I could just go over there and flip the breaker on and use the 4.5 kilowatt electric heating element in the water heater at any time I want to, but I didn't want to do that. Today I went and found a freaking window shaker. It's just a couple hundred BTUs less. It's 6,000 BTUs, actually a couple thousand less, and I think that's an 8,000 BTU compressor that was in there. So I bought that for $40. It's kind of old. Made sure it worked. And then I got home today, I pumped it down, cut the compressor out. And then I pumped this down, took its compressor out. And that's right here. This is the one I had in there for the last 2 years almost, or whatever it's been. Little 115 volt. It's like 8,300 BTU. Compressor's been working. So it's actually not a full 1 ton. It's like a 3/4 ton. Forgot that. But it's been working pretty good. I put the compressor in just over the last couple hours that I took out of that today, and it's in here. and it's up and running, and it's heating my water. Woo, smoking hot. So working pretty good. I just wrapped it. I didn't have a foam seal like that, but I found this from the mini split. I wrapped it because rotary compressors, the whole shell gets hot. I don't want the cold air to blow across the shell and lose my heat, my precious heat that I want to heat my water with, so I insulate those. It's been working great. So anyway, that's back up and running. Right here is that 120 volt external outlet I installed. Comes out here, the GFI. My GFI's been tripping actually since I was using the vacuum pump and everything on it now. And this is an isolation transformer, so it should be fine, but it's been randomly tripping now that I've been turning this thing back on. That sucks, but today I did all my evacuation and my I should say my recovery machine and the evacuation I did today. I used it all hooked up to my solar inverter charger. Used all power of the sun to do my operation today, Frankenstein operation. So back up and running. I'm going to get on this. I'm going to be taking out this inverter drive compressor here, putting in that one I just took out, and redoing that. That's coming up for another project. So let's go back in the garage. It's getting dark. Nobody commenting yet, but back to the batteries. So I've had these batteries running for about 2 full days, maybe third day now, something like that. Actually got them up the day after we had a power outage. Power outage for like 2 hours the other night, actually pretty late at night. And then about 5 mile radius, 5 square miles or so, was out of power here. So this 2200 watt, I had it running. Actually, I kept my computer on the whole time, and then I hooked up my entertainment center inside the house up to it, and it dropped it to 50%. We watched a movie while the power was out. Watch a movie on the big screen, 65-inch. These batteries were being conditioned down on the floor, and they were actually about done. My friend and I were kidding about throwing them on real quick, but I didn't want to rush it. So the next day I started hooking them up, and so what I did, I went ahead and just put them up here, moved my stuff around, and they're probably about 60 pounds, I'm guessing, maybe up there. So hopefully a rack all holds good. And it's should be about 10 kilowatt hours. So far I've not even dropped these batteries down to halfway, with people taking showers, extra showers, everything. And today, towards the end of the day when the sun was going down, I even was running the evacuation machine, I should say the recovery machine, and the vacuum pump to evacuate. And yeah, so anyway, it's going to draw less power now with that other compressor, although it's going to run longer, but it's coming down. What was it, 116 when I was in here a few minutes ago? Now it's up to 118. So I think that's what it was. I could be wrong, but it's getting up there. And this thing hasn't kicked them. Let's see, I thought the breaker tripped, but I forgot this is motion sensor. There it goes. Kick that on. Go ahead and close my garage. I've been leaving that. The other cool thing is the Frederick carrier bastard that I made. The Frederick one goes up to 16,000 BTUs, which draws about 1.6 kilowatts, which is too much for that 1 kilowatt step-up transformer. It's actually a step-down transformer I'm using as a step-up, so it's probably making it worse, but it keeps I overheated the other one, so I don't want to blow up. Oh, and look at it, did it again. This GFI is screwed now. Ever since it was working fine for days, for 3-4 days, since I had this up and running. And then ever since I used the recovery machine and vacuum pump, that GFI I got brand new from Lowe's with the whole outdoor kit, it's tripping. And I just ohmed out my transformer. It's fine. After the transformer would be isolation, so it can't be anything in the Frederick causing it. So now I got to change out that outlet. Brand new outlet. Dang it. Anyway, to go too long in the video, this thing has been running like 3-4 days straight off of this without even, so it's been pulling like 400 watts with it. If I set the temperature like low 90s, it would only just run like 3-4 amps at 230 volts, which seemed to be about 400 watts on my meter here. And it was just and sometimes it was satisfied, but usually pretty much just stayed idle like that. And if I sat right here, it was blowing 50 something degree air on me. It was awesome. So I kind of figured out how to get the Frederick to run at a low speed and not burn up the transformer. So I was just kicking the temperature up and finding a nice little spot for it right there. And that's how these work. It's different from set point to room temp inside these that gives the demand control to the Frederick. So just sucks that that outlet just blew up. I'll have to go change that later. Anyway, let's check the comments here. Inside coil. Yeah, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do as a dual purpose. In the winter, this last winter, I came out here a few times, and it was actually nice that the Frederick is technically a heat pump, and it worked as a heat pump. When I put this thing on in heat, it heated, it blew hot air on me. Where that's going to be very complicated to make the little mini split into what I want to be a water heater, where I can basically essentially with two evaporator coils, an indoor one or an outdoor one that I could select for winter and summer use. That's the goal, but it's really complicated if I try to make it also a heat pump to heat inside. That's just way too many valves and stuff. I guess that's a good segue to say that I have an idea that came up with today when I was out here. Earlier today, I went and bought some of these, like a bunch of cases. I don't want to say Pelican cases, but they had like Pelican case type, cases that this place used, heard about, and some other stuff. And then they also had this. It was obviously all stuff for like a mobile video or audio production or something. And this is the panels that come off of here, and this is a server rack case with wheels. Got it for $10. So I bought like a couple other things too. Spent like $50. Got a bunch of outdoor containers, nice sealable lids. They're used, they're well used, but this is actually pretty good condition. The reason I got this is because I'm going to take that 2200 watt UPS right here. That's a server rack UPS with lead acid batteries. I'm going to take that sucker and put it in here. I'm going to take the other lead acid batteries that I was using on this. I'm going to add like another, it takes like 10 in series. I'll take like another 20 or 30 of them, probably just make some shelves in here and pile them up in there. And then that thing will have several hours of operation for emergency, and it'll be in wheels, so I might be able to, like, if I need it somewhere else in the house or something when the power's out for a while, or want to run a refrigerator on it or whatever, I'll be able to just take this thing and wheel it in there. So that thing's been running for years now, and just fine. And I ran my entertainment center, the 65-inch big screen, to watch a movie with the power out the other day. Could have plugged it into this, but I didn't need to. That was already up there and running, and I left this just hooked up to the water heater at the time. So and then Gan's asking about the BMS. I do not have a BMS on there, but I probably will maybe make something with the thermistor and some sort of contactor or something, maybe to disconnect that if it gets hot. But as I was saying at the very beginning, these batteries, these Panasonic cells, 70 of them in each module, and I have 14 modules. I guess they're one of the safest kind of batteries. It's just very unlikely that I'm going to have them do the inferno. So they're really good for what I'm using them for. And since they're 14 in series and we're not topping off the voltage, the idea from as it was recommended to me is it's more in the safe zone, and it'll get way more thousands of cycles throughout its life. So, and the fact that it's hardly ever going to drain down all the way on a normal daily basis, it'll probably go many years. So those are tough batteries. They're not pouch batteries, which are the ones that are more likely to do that nastiness. These things are, see, they got all these cells and 70 of them just down the line in each one of these modules, and then there's 14 in series. So, and a big ass wire, fused. That way, if any shorts happen outside that packet, it'll just pop that fuse in an instant. And so far, running my water source heat pump, it's never taken this thing down to probably even halfway. The last 3 or so days this thing's been running. So right now, running 700 watts. It's going up a little bit. It was 600 watts 106 something when I started this video stream. So water heater's up to 119 now. So for those that missed it, I changed the compressor just over the last couple hours out of my water source heat pump, the bastard, because I want the compressor, that compressor, tried and true, that I already have it, to put into another cabinet, into the mini split cabinet, and gonna redo it. And I bought a window shaker, 115 volt R410, and it's just a 6,000 BTU, where this compressor is an 83,000 BTU. So I lost 2,000 BTUs, but it's heating the water. Look, just went to 120. Yeah, and I'm only setting this to 57 volts. So you divide that by the 14, and it's like between 4 and 4.1 volts. I think is what we're charging them to, max. So, and then it's floating them, a little less than that. It seems to sit about 56 point something for the 14 series. So you can kind of figure that out. So it's running all on batteries now. You can see the battery amps out are 11. We've seen it go to 40, 50 amps to charge, and then it throttles down. Once it gets up to 57, it's all down just a couple amps. So this thing's working perfectly. And 10,000 kilowatt hours is probably way more than those lead acid little batteries, these batteries I had out there stacked up. So we're still 53.8 volts. And like I told earlier in the video, as the sun even went down, man, I was running my vacuum pump and stuff. So still in some of the solar, and it was starting to like tap a little bit off of solar and battery towards the end of that. When I first fired this thing back up, the sun was going down. And now it's been, of course, recovering all the way on the batteries. But now I got to go change that outlet because now I lost my AC. But this AC's been running on low for days straight. And that's the thing. I was running the 1.1 kilowatts it would take to heat the water. And we purposely used a little, told everybody, use it. I want to see how it works. Use the water. And then I have had this thing trickling with about 400 watts at the same time. And that thing was even running all night. I never turned it off, and haven't seen the batteries get down much. This is about the lowest I've ever seen the batteries. I think 54 volts is about the lowest I've ever seen it. Now we're down to 53.8. It's probably about as low as I've seen it, like when I come out here in the morning. So I used it a lot more today, running the vacuum pump and recovery machine and everything on it. Let's see what else. So yeah, I do want to maybe put a temp sensor eventually later. I probably should come out here and put some sort of balancer on it, because the balancer won't be so much. The BMS is like $100, I guess. But the reason I set these like this, and I'll probably make a cover for them, because I don't want anyone to set something on there. I got cardboard on there for now, but I did this so I could easily go up there and just spot check them to see if they're balanced. But we had them all in parallel for a week, charging up and then sitting for a couple days with some sort of battery conditioner charger things that my friend had, and it took a long time. 25 amps at with it set for like 4.1, 4.2 volts or whatever to peak it up to. We maxed them out. It took 25 amps. It took like 5 days or something to top them off from where they were when they got shipped to me. So they're not new. They've been cycled, but I think they said they were like 90% plus life left is what they're thinking they tested at. And they were using medical equipment or something. So they're high grade, $1,600. So our power, as I said earlier in the video, our power went off for 2 hours right before I got that hooked up. So I didn't run out of the power we had, but just here in the old town, we have above ground power and everything. And the way everybody's talking, rolling blackouts and stuff, I want to have some power. Oh, so anyway, before I finish the video, I was starting to segue into this earlier. What does someone say? Automatic transfers charging the bank at night? No, I don't charge the bank at night. The idea is it's all solar charged. And this is multiple configurable, but I have it set to only charge off of solar. But if the batteries go to the lowest, it shuts off battery power and goes to the AC input bypass. What do you want, child? No, make a video or streaming. Anyway, God, it's coming out. So it's set up. Only charges batteries off of solar. It's just to benefit all for solar, but it will switch to utility, like, and which is what it's been doing for months and months off the lead acid. After someone takes one shower, it would heat the water off the lead acid, and then after that, it would run off a utility the next time. So, but now, since I did this, it's reheated every time off of batteries at night and hasn't even taken those batteries down below where it is now, 53 volts or whatever. It's 48 volt nominal. So, yeah. So it charges just off solar. And if you don't remember, I have 22 used panels in my backyard on a pergola I built, and it's 22 of the 250 watt strung 11-inch series. So it's 11S2P, 330 volt nominal DC voltage going into that. So it's a high voltage DC solar 48 volt battery, 120 volt inverter, whatever, hybrid solar inverter charger, however you want to say it. So anyway, let me get back to where I was starting to segue earlier. I was saying, so anyway, I was starting to clean up in here because this is a mess, man. The whole electronics is a mess. Things keep get pushed back when I tinker. And then I haven't been following through, and I haven't been doing anything. It's been pushed back. It's also, you don't have to sit right here to be cool, whatever. So I started cleaning out, and I was going to clean out, maybe reorganize everything, and then I was going to pull out that and put that in here, like I said a little bit ago, that it's going to put that and add extra batteries, and this would be portable. And I'll probably just keep it over here, and then I could wheel it out of here if I need it for something. Portable would be awesome and heavy. But I got thinking, about the cooling. I go, man, it'd be nice to contain this, the AC, plus, keep the AC running low with low. Finally realized, what the hell? And can I go to widescreen? I can't really on YouTube, can I? But anyway, I just realized something I'm going to do. So this space here, this shelves has been here since I bought the house. Somebody had it there. It's heavy duty, plywood, studs, whatever, it works. So that's a recessed area. It's fairly deep right there, and then the water heater's tucked back there. I gotta pull out the Can-Am, but I'm gonna freaking just pull everything out to clean it out, pull all this out. I'm gonna pull that thing out, pull it out, and then I'm gonna go get me some studs maybe this week or whatever, and I'm gonna frame me a wall. I'm gonna continue this wall out right here and over. And there's a raised lip right there in my garage. So this garage is actually you can see the Can-Ams are long, and it's like not even, it's just like your normal garage depth. So my garage is actually a little deeper for a 2-car garage. And then this part's even deeper yet. Like this is made to like back a big truck into the corner. I don't know. It's just the way it is. And that's a laundry. And then this backs at the recessed area for the living room where the TV is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run that wall and continue it. I'm going to put a door right here. This, I already measured it. This desk will fit again this way. When imagine this wall is gonna be flat right here before it comes over. I'm gonna put my monitors up here on the wall. I'm gonna put my desk there, probably another desk this way, so I can have like an L-shaped electronics thing with I'm gonna put my freaking oscilloscopes, try to put some shelves for some meters. I'm just gonna finally get it better than this, and it's just getting thrashed. And then I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put it on the wall. So if I got to take the shelf, cut it right at that brace, so then because the wall is going to go right here, this will go in my room, in my little electronics hobby area. I'll have to figure out how I'm going to hook that up. I have to make a shelf or something to deflect, because I don't want this to ever have a condensate leak and leak on that. Thinking ahead and everything. So I think putting that up there and blowing down is probably the best for me and the easiest, and this will pipe it right through that wall. Or I could put it above the door or something, but I don't know. Sometimes it's nice to have the air blow right on you when you kick it on and it's been warm, but I think the room's just going to stay really refrigerated when it's this small. As you measured, it's going to be like 70 inches wide or something like that. It goes back in there a little ways. That's about 3 feet, and then I'm going to add like about 2.5 feet to it. So about 5.5 feet in there. And if I put shelves around me, it might seem like a big closet in there, like a big walk-in, but I think it'll be cool. And the thing is, it's like it's private, it's warm, we open the garage, people come in and out to get the stuff. And when I'm deep into this, I like to be kind of like on my own person. So when I was in that room upstairs, I kind of had my old own man cave to kind of just tinker with this logic and just dump hours in it trying to make that shit work, you know. And now I'm just kind of out here, the dick in the wind, out in the garage, you know. It's like right now it's warm because that thing stopped. So that's gonna be, I think that's gonna be awesome. So that thing here, I'm just kind of ranting right now, but I just, I think I'm gonna put this shelf right out here where this was. Hopefully that fits. I might have to push that down a little bit, and then, like I said, this will be in there, and then I'll just start building it up, building shelves and everything. And I think it'll be awesome. My daughter doesn't like it. She have to wheel out here, and I don't know if she could get in or not, but put a door here. So lumber is expensive, unfortunately. But there is this used like materials place like half a mile from me. I don't know what they have for like paneling maybe and stuff. Trying to decide if I'm going to use sheetrock, or the easiest thing for me would buy some like 5 millimeter paneling. Lowe's had that for like 25, 27 bucks a sheet for 4x8s. This, by the way, from there to there is 9 foot, 9 foot high. This is how tall this is. So I mean, I'll have some room for some shelves, man. It's gonna be cool. Yeah. So I'm hoping there's some stuff I could use. I saw when I drove by there earlier, they're closed today, Memorial Day, but I saw that they had like a used door sitting outside. And that's the other thing. I can get a door, an actual door, probably a used door jamb. I don't care, man. I could, just paint it, make it nice, sand it. Maybe I could save some bucks. So that stuff will stay in there. This head will be over there, and I think that thing will just trickle on or cycle, because it's probably going to come off the Frederick and be hooked up to the other thing, which is 120 volt and always works. And I'll just have it cycle on a thermostat, or it'll be cool whenever the water heater goes on. So it might actually freeze me out. But I think what I might be able to do is just open the door if it gets too cold when I'm in there in the summer. And then in the winter, like I said, I'll flip a winter switch and have it just not refrigerated in here. And I think the computer alone, with the insulated walls, I don't think I'll need heating. I think, and the water heater's right there. So I think in the winter, I won't miss the heat. That's what I was going to start to say earlier. So my thinking is just going all over the place as I just kind of wing it. So he says he just got 8 250 watt from Santan Solar. Yeah, you probably got the ones I got. They still have them last time I looked. Best bang for the buck. They're not the most efficient ones. They're not the best ones. They're not the black, awesome looking ones. But the other ones are like, for 330 watts, 350 watts, you're talking a couple $100, or upper hundreds even, where 50 bucks for 250 watts, you ain't going to beat that. You ain't going to beat that. So I'm trying to make a 1/2 or 5/8 drywall box for the lithiums. Oh, yeah, there is a little bit of sheetrock. There's only one piece, or it's actually less than I thought. Left over. Oh, there's another piece over there. Yeah, that's slightly fire rated. Actually, that's a pretty good chunk of piece right there. And if I did use sheetrock for this, but I was going to use the 3/8 sheetrock. I mean, this is just going to be and I'll probably put some insulation in it, but it just needs to be thin. But the easiest way will be paneling and just use the small nail gun and just bam, 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 bam. I won't have to paint. I'll just leave it bare wood probably and just decorate it with my shelves, TVs, monitors, whatever, computer, everything in there, all set up in there, and I won't have to paint it probably then. Or unless, even if I put drywall, I could at least leave bare drywall. I don't really care about the inside too much, although I don't know. Actually, probably we're going to want them, whatever color this is, I guess I probably will want to at least make it match, because going halfway might look a little funny, be weird on the eyes, at least on that wall. The other wall could be different, and that could be an accent wall, but yeah, I'll have to do something. I'll have to at least paint the one wall, whether it's wood or drywall, or at least do drywall, at least on that part. We'll see. So I'll have to decide if I do 3/8. Depends on kind of how I put the freaking stud, man. I'll have to figure out what material I'm going to get, I guess, before I land the stud, because I'll need to come out, recess at 3/8 inch for 3/8 inch drywall, or I'll have to recess it less than that if I'm just going to use that skinny ass 5mm board. I should probably just do drywall at least on that wall, I think. We'll see. But then I have to get my drywall buddy over to, oh man. Anyway, that's what I want to do. It's just opening a can of worms right now. So anyway, yeah, I think I got all the comments. So anyway, that's awesome. That's working. 122 degrees. Still 53.6 volts. I don't think the voltage has dropped at all since I've been live streaming. You guys could be the judge of that. And see if the wattage went up as the water temperature goes up. Yeah, it's still about 0.61, about 600 watts, 610 watts. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably end the stream here in a second. Maybe in the comments if I remember to come out here when it gets right up to almost 130 and stops, I'll see how many watts that went up. Now granted, it cooled off tonight and I think it's only 80 something outside. So this thing kicks on in the afternoon. Maybe it'll be like 800 watts, but the other compressor was running right around 8 to 900 when the water was cold, and then it was about a kilowatt dead on when it would be in the upper, close to set point. So it looks like it's going to be several hundred watts less, but it's going to take a little longer. I don't know how much longer, but I think we were down to 116 degrees, so it's went up 6 degrees since I've been live streaming for 31 minutes. So I mean, 50-gallon water heater went up 6 degrees with 600 watts for 30 minutes. I mean, the heating element in there is 4,500 watts. So my system might even be more efficient than it was before. I don't know. So it's still working though, evidently. All right, I got to figure out that outlet unless I wait till tomorrow, but I kind of want to have this AC. I don't think that transformer took a shit. I ohmed it out and it seems good, but I got to look through my box of junk outlets and stuff, see if I have a non-GFI square freaking outlet in here. I can maybe stick a different one in there. Of course, I got to shut this off when I go change it so I don't get juiced, but didn't put a separate disconnect on the outside outlet. Anyway, all right, daughter's calling me. She's probably asking, what's for dinner? Oh, we already ate. But anyway, catch you guys later. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that stuff. We'll see what kind of updates we have. And at least now doing this live, hope the video quality was good. I don't have to do all the edits of what I was doing earlier in the video clips. I was wearing headphones, don't even know if the audio came out. So you have a good night too, man. Flush my water heater. I don't have to do that now because I don't have electrolysis effect of the heating elements. But anyway, daughter's coming out to get me. I'll catch you guys later, man. Night.